Thank you very much, Mr. Shu, and my pleasure to invite Mr. Andrew Ambrose from Borneo Dayak Forum to represent the major groups and other stakeholders to share his perspectives on the theme.
Adil Catalino, Bachuramin Kasaruga, Basengat Kajubata. Good morning, everybody. I'm known to my peoples and constituency as Atama Katama, a representative of the CSOs that met at the recent People's Forum. I also represent my Dusun Tambunan peoples of the central interior region and valleys and plains of the Keningau district located in Sabah, East Malaysia. My organization, Borneo Dayak Forum, is a platform for self-determination of indigenous peoples of Borneo, collectively identified as Dayak, of which our ancestral territories are across 4 political regions in Borneo Island. I'm also the Asia focal point for the CSO Partnership for Development Effectiveness, or CPDE. Our engagement as indigenous peoples is underpinned by our struggle for self-determination, protection of our ancestral lands and territories, and our traditional government and autonomy, and for our survival itself. Ladies and gentlemen, you ask us today what change is needed to promote empowerment, inclusion, and equality for all peoples, so that no one will be left behind in the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. I think civil society organizations and people's movements have been harping about these changes even right from the start of the engagement of the post-2015 agenda. Let us reiterate them once more. Colonial plunder and post-colonial economic policies that transfer wealth from poor to rich countries continue to widen inequalities within and between nations. It has been estimated that from 2014 to 2013, developing countries have already lost about 7.8 trillion from illicit financial flows, tax evasions, and trade mispricing by multinational corporations and wealthy individuals. This amount could have gone to priorities that target inequalities. Asia is now home to the most number of billionaires in the world, as I echo from the previous speakers. The region's combined income inequality measured by the Gini coefficient has increased by over 5% points in the last 20 years. We need progressive tax systems in order to make corporations and high net worth individuals pay their share. We'll produce resources for social protection, as well as services such as healthcare and public schools. At the regional level, illicit financial flows must be curbed through the establishment of a regional tax body to reform taxation architecture and energize regional cooperation on taxation concerns in this region of ours, Asia Pacific. We need development partnership to adhere strongly to development effectiveness principles in partnership. Financing the Sustainable Development Goals should not increase the role of the international financial institution, the private sector, particularly the corporations. The people's experience on the ground that these IFIs and corporations have had devastating impacts on the planet and the people, in both and moral and legal obligation of developed countries to fulfill their long-standing ODA commitments. On top of that, such commitments need to be increased. We also need partnership with people and North-South and South-South cooperation that follow the principles of human rights-based approaches and the development effectiveness principles, which are democratic ownership of development priorities, focus on results, inclusive development partnership, transparency, and accountability. Likewise, the SDGs cannot be achieved if the IFI policies and the current unequal trade rules continue to perpetuate poverty, land, and other resource grabbing from communities in developing countries. Existing unequal trade deals must be rescinded and new mega free trade and investment agreements must be assessed for their impacts on human rights. Many countries continue to see the emergence of populist, patriarchal, and fundamentalist movements, authoritarian regimes, and conservative forces forward discriminative, racist, and sexist policies and law. This must be stopped. Government and the private sector must be held accountable for their commitments as well as their devastating actions. Governments must reverse not only the shrinking, but the disappearing spaces for people's democratic participation as shown by attacks against civil society organizations and activists and the people. We are being repressed by laws, vilified and killed because of our critical voices. Indigenous peoples, communities, and other marginalized groups continue to experience the terrors of militarization that often come with development projects. How can we expect free and pride-informed consent from communities, especially indigenous people, if they face these threats? On March 2016, a 14-year-long wrangle by the natives of 7 villages in Tongod claiming native customary rights to their ancestral lands had reached an amicable settlement through mediation involving the Chief Justice of Sabah and Sarawak and the Deputy Registrar. Only after 14 years, the case against palm oil plantation expansion, which involved 7 villages, finally recognized the several Dusunik tribes living in the area, making them and speaking their tribal people's language. Yet today, ladies and gentlemen, there are hundreds, if not thousands of cases like this yet to see access to justice. And from where I come from, it has been 56 years since we have seen justices coming from the MA 63. Today, we call on you to stop these attacks. These changes are what we can do towards the much more needed transformation, the transformation of current development models that perpetuate and perpetuate the exclusion and disempowerment of marginalized peoples and further deepen the inequalities between and within countries, between men and women. Only if we make this transformation can we truly be able to achieve equality, inclusiveness, and empowerment for peoples of Asia Pacific. And we have here a copy of recommendations on how to make development and development cooperation effective and latest, which can be found in these books. People are the power, taking up the action, making all the awesome change right now. Stand up for rights, join in the fight. Never let the supremacist ever come back. We need you to wake up. We need you to rise up. We need you to wake up. We need you to rise up. Adil Catalino, Bachuramin ka Saruga, Basengat ka Jubata.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ambrose. And our last discussant representing the SCAP is Mr. Kaveh Zahedi, the Deputy Executive Secretary of the organization. Mr. Zahedi.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, Honorable panelists, Excellencies, friends. It's of course impossible to follow something like that, but we will do our best. We'll do our best. Really, I believe that much of what has been said and the examples from Fiji, from Bangladesh, from Georgia, Timor-Leste, Mongolia, all of this